Hello friends, good afternoon. My name is Anne. I'm a mentor here on the Sonlight app, and excuse me, our topic today covers a couple of different things that aren't actually related, but they seem applicable to the time that we're at, which is a lot of people starting off their school year and getting organized and kind of figuring out what's what. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was your digital downloads with Sonlight's curriculum. So when you log in to Sonlight's website with your email address, and since everything switched to the new website back in July, it is a little different now. You don't have to remember a password anymore. So you use your email address and you get a code each time you need to log in. And so once you log in, you can click a button that tells you that you can access your digital content. And so when you do that, you may be surprised to see that you've got some things in there. So the couple of main things that people need to go there to find would be your memory verses with your Bible portion of the curriculum. The memory verses no longer come with a physical CD, but they will be in your digital downloads. And level, let's see, I think it's E, I believe, comes with some American songs. I wrote it down, hang on. Songs About America is what it's called. And that also is a digital download only. And so you can access those straight from the website, whatever device, your phone, your computer, and you can listen to those things anywhere you would like. There will also, if you purchase math from Sonlight, and that I want to make sure to qualify that, or quantify, whatever the word is. If you purchase your math from Sonlight, then you will have access to Sonlight's schedule that they have created for that math program. So what that means is that if you did purchase your math through someone else, then you will not have a schedule from Sonlight, but that's going to be okay. Every math curriculum you get is going to have suggestions and things, especially at the beginning. You got to read the beginning to tell you exactly, how it works and what you need to do and all that. But Sonlight is Sonlight, and they give you what you need to be prepared, to be able to open and go. So if you did purchase a math from Sonlight, then they will have a math schedule for you in the digital download section. So why would your math schedule not be included in your instructor's guide that you get that's already planned out for you? There really are several reasons. You may not realize, but Sonlight actually offers 6 different math programs, and you can take the assessment and choose whichever one you want. So let's say you're doing History, Bible, Literature B. You might, you can pick any one of those 6 maths and any particular level of those. So it's so customizable that Sonlight just can't put that math schedule, with your History, Bible, Literature. It just is not possible. Hello to those of you who are joining us. If you have questions about digital downloads, that's what we're talking about right now. I did mention how to find them. You go to, you have to log into the website with your email, and then you will see a button with your account that says access your digital content. Your memory verses are there for Bible. If you happen to have level E, you'll have an additional song list there for American songs. And we had just started talking about math. If you did purchase math through Sonlight, they will provide you with a schedule that you can download. So math is a very individualized thing. And I do think having a schedule laid out for you is very handy. But my personal opinion, and this is from, of course, years of homeschooling experience and years of being an actual teacher too. I was a public school teacher back in the day. And of course, in a public school setting, people are forced to do, the teachers are just forced to do one thing fits all, you don't have much choice when it comes to pacing and things like that. So take advantage of the benefits that homeschooling gives you, especially with subjects like math that are skill-based, and you might need to slow down, you might be able to speed up. Use whatever schedule you have as a guide and not a taskmaster that, we have to, get this done today or that done today. Don't let any kind of schedule for math make you feel any pressure at all, because math ideally is done at your child's pace. And so if it means you finish more quickly than the schedule, well, that's your child's pace. If it takes you longer, then that's your child's pace. That's one of the things that I enjoyed so much all the years homeschooling my two was being able to go at their own pace with math. It was so very helpful. But Sonlight, if you purchase the math through them, they will give you a schedule that will give you an idea, of how you can finish in 36 weeks, but you don't have to stick to that by any means. Now, your History, Bible, Literature instructor's guide does have a blank space on there, and so I always found it handy to put in there what I was going to do for math that day, so that I do have all my scheduling in one place, and that was very handy. So what if you go straight to your online account, you click that digital button, all excited to see these things that are in there, and they're not there? Okay, these things do have to be added, manually. Sometimes, things can happen, things can slip through the cracks. Things can happen. So reach out to Sonlight's advisors. I'll post a link to the advisor team at the reposting of this, because if it turns out there is something that's missing for any reason, and you did order it from Sonlight, Sonlight will get it fixed for you and give you access to what you need. So the advisors can do that for you. So the second topic that I wanted to cover is something that you'll see in your language arts instructor's guide. You will see some things that are scheduled there that say optional. So what kinds of things are those that are optional in your language arts? Well, it depends on what level language arts you're doing. In the very, very early levels, you will see that there will be an option for an optional phonics workbook. And at the young ages, those are the Explode the Code series. Then you'll see in a couple of years, the language arts will add an optional vocabulary workbook and still have some optional phonics workbooks available. And then once your child has learned to read, you will only see that there will be optional vocabulary workbooks. So what in the world are all of these optional things about? Well, it's all about customizing. Like I said before, in a classroom setting, it just has to be kind of one size fits all, but that is not how homeschool works. And so Sonlight gives you the tools you need to be able to customize and meet your child's needs. So if you have a child that is maybe struggling to read and some extra phonics practice would be helpful, then add in the extra phonics workbooks. Anything that is mentioned, written down as optional in the instructor's guide, is truly optional. You're not going to be missing out by not doing them, because Sonlight already covers phonics and vocabulary in the activities within the instructor's guide with language arts to start with. But if you want extra, then you can get the optional guides that are scheduled for you. And I will tell you, I have done some of those. I chose to do the Explode the Code. I just thought they were really fun and the kids enjoyed them. And we did add in the Wordly Wise vocabulary when they got a little older. And one of the things I learned about Sonlight's optional workbooks is that they're to the point. They're not busy work. And I've seen workbooks that are busy work, and Sonlight does not carry those. So when you do the optional workbooks, they really are to the point. There is a purpose for them, and it's not just wasting time sitting there with a workbook. They really do serve their purpose. So I mentioned you might want to do these extra workbooks for reinforcement. If your child is struggling to read, and some extra practice with things like letter blends and that silent E and those things that can be a little tricky. All of those things are covered in the phonics workbooks. For vocabulary, like I said before, it's already included in Sonlight's language arts because of the readers and the vocabulary that's included with the readers and the read alouds. But the vocabulary workbooks can be independent work, and that's kind of nice to have sometimes. A workbook that can be done independently while you do something with another child, then that child can be doing their independent work with the workbook. So if having a little bit of things that they can do independently, if that's important and beneficial to your homeschool, those vocabulary workbooks are really good for that. So the schedule. These optional workbooks are scheduled for you in the instructor's guide so that you can complete them in the school year. But always keep in mind, you don't have to follow that schedule. When it came to the vocabulary workbooks, I really liked all the activities except section E, the last one in the Wordly Wise, is comprehension. And they're really good questions. They're really good, but we were already doing comprehension when we do the read alouds and everything with the discussion questions. And so I just felt, I like these other activities, we're just going to pass on that one. So you do have the flexibility to do the activities as you see fit and use it as a tool just to help your students however they may need to use that. So I'm going to peek at my notes and see if I covered everything that I wanted to. So I believe I did. So this is going to be posted so that you can get these tips about the optional workbooks and about what is in your digital downloads. And if you do have questions about anything, definitely reach out. I will post the link to the advisor accessibility, because they are able to get these downloads in your account if for some reason they are not there. But do keep in mind that the digital downloads are for the parts of the curriculum that you purchase through Sonlight. So you won't find a math one there if you did purchase it through someone else, but through Sonlight you will get that tool. So thank y'all for joining me. Post questions and I will see you around the app.